when God saw David stepping up to Goliath, he saw a little boy becoming a man right about now. Ever got a witness there? He saw a little boy walking in a man's shoes. And he said, I'll never leave you. Ever got a witness there? You're walking in troubled shoes. But God is saying, I'll never leave you. You step, and when you take the step of faith, you got all you need. The Bible said God didn't make no sword for David. Have I got a witness? The Bible said God didn't make no shield for David. But the Bible said God told David, pick up my rock. Have I got a witness here? Pick up my rock. You see, I'm the rock in the weary land. Have I got a witness here? I'm the rock of ages. Have I got a witness here? You don't need nothing else. Pick up my rock, and I'll be in that rock. In other words, whatever God do is well done. He anointed that rock to get to Goliath's head. Goliath could have ducked, but that rock would have hit him anyway. Have I got a witness there? See, when God be for you, he really is for you. Have I got a witness there? He won't leave you, nor forsake you. He'll go with you every step of the way. I'm happy to preach the good news. I'm happy to tell somebody that God is a living God. Have I got a witness out there? He's an all right God. He's not worried about color, but he loves everybody. Have I got a witness there? He got power. Enemy, your footstool. Have I got a witness there? I told you, David made it. He only did it with his faith. He could have ran, but he told somebody, if the Lord wants somebody, ever got a witness? If the Lord wants somebody, you ought to stand up. You ought to stand up and say, here am I, send me. The Lord is calling you. You ought to tell him, send me to New Orleans. Send me to Katrina. I'll tell somebody you're still listening. I'll tell somebody everything is all right. I'll tell somebody when I get there about the good news. He's able. Ain't God able? Ain't God able? Ain't God able? You ought to say, praise God.
I came in here, it was no lights, it was dark as I don't know what back here. But I'm not one given to just giving up. So I wasn't afraid, it was just lonely back here. And, you know, you could hear people like over there doing things at night, breaking in. Probably was trying to loot. But I never came outside. I said, well, it's not my business. I better stay put, you know. My husband was a native New Orleanian, and he died March 15, 2003. So he had predicted, he said he wouldn't be here, but he said, I've never left here for a storm, but eventually, you all are going to get the big one, and it's going to wipe you out. So I wasn't going to leave. My sister called me. She said, let's go to our home. I said, oh, you're talking bull. I'm not going anywhere. At one time, I looked at my husband's picture, and I thought I could hear the voice. I thought I heard his voice. I said, honey, don't be hard-headed. And I called my sister. I said, let's go. Let's get out of here. So I went around the corner. My son lives around the corner in one of my houses. I said, if worse come to worse, I think I'll leave. He said, I'm not going anywhere. I know a lot of people across the street. I got a lot of lady friends I could go stay with, so I just wish you well, Mom. So at 3 o'clock, I went to tell him, look, I'm going to reverse your saying and tell you I'm going to wish you well. But I'm going to get out of here. I said, because it seems like your daddy keeps coming and telling me something. Like what? I said, like, don't be hard-headed, that this is the big one. I said, but I'm going to leave you in the hands of the Lord. I love you. I said, but you are grown, and I can't tell you what to do. So I'm going to leave you in the hands of the Lord. I said, you can swim, but I can't. I came on back around the corner. When we got to that post, he jumped ahead of me. I said, oh, you going? Oh, yeah, I'm not staying here. Looked like something talking to me. So we both left. And every time when the water came, he kissed me every minute. Let me kiss you, honey. Let me kiss you. Mama, I'd have been dead. Let me kiss you.
Day before Katrina hit land, Sunday, we had church Sunday, and we stood there in the top of the church all the way to about 8 o'clock that night. Then we brought everybody home. Monday morning, we got up, the roof started peeling off the house. About 1 o'clock, we saw the first sign of water coming in the house. Tuesday, I can remember, because the mosquitoes was really bad, and the water was really bad. First thing Wednesday, I started walking to see who was else in the water. Thursday, I went in the water. Friday, I went in the water. And each day I would go in the water, I would see the bodies. That's what we did. I don't know his name. I didn't know who he was. I never seen him before. But I just figured that was a decent thing to do. That was a decent thing to do. And so as I marked him, I started marking other people. You can see the writing. I tied a dead man here. We tied him right there. We gave him a funeral to the best of our ability. We gave him a good prayer. We gave him a good thank you for the years. We prayed that his soul would be free. We prayed that everything was forgiven. We prayed that gave God thanks that he lived as long as he did. We prayed that we talked and let him know that, asked that God get to his family members and let him know that what had happened, he'd be all right. And then after that, we talked from the Bible from him, and we just laid it down right there by his side. We laid the Bible right down by his side, and there it is. They took him and left the Bible. It's incredible. That's the Bible right there. Could you believe it? That's where the levee broke at. What the world didn't understand is that we wasn't afraid of the hurricane. We would have survived the hurricane. All the hurricane exposed was that our levee wasn't sufficient. And the reason our levee wasn't sufficient because our city officials thought they can get by not fixing the levee the proper way. And that's what messed people up. They didn't fix the levee in the proper way. We are tired of seeing false images. Construction Incorporated. But they locked that canal. See that canal right there? They locked that canal. And when they locked that canal, that's why the water couldn't get to the river, go in the French quarters, in those areas. You see the signs up there? Nothing council, Mardi Gras, nothing. They meant that. Nothing council, Mardi Gras. You said they're working on it? All the hotels said it's back up and running. Now I want you to see how the business is thriving here. That's where the business stuff from there home, all the way to the river. See how the business is thriving? This is the area they want to keep flowing. So the billions of dollars never hit the people who really need it. It only hit the business. And that's what's upsetting us. My church member, right here. Used to be our oldest church member. We don't have money to get a house fixed. And she died. This is what we're fighting against now. This is what I'm really upset about. I'm really upset about this. This is what they call crime prevention for the fence up. This is where I grew up at. This is where I live at. This is where I played at. This is what our community is all about. I do have to admit that this was a torture project. But at the same time, it was a livable project. People live here. A rich developer buy all this land. Could you imagine how many condos he can build? And this is what we're fighting for, to get our people back.
I was born and raised right here in this backyard. I grew up running through that project, playing ball,
grew up in the project, and I know a lot of people from a lot of walks of life that come out of that. Some of them succeeded, some of them didn't. This is home to some people. The hurricane did a lot of damage, but it only did damage to one floor. And to shut the whole place down because of that is wrong. You got hundreds of people that won't have nowhere to live.
It was a part of life. You wake up every day knowing somebody gonna pass and say good morning, good evening, good afternoon, while you sitting here drinking your coffee in the morning. The paper man come, he hand you your paper. It was like clockwork. We sit on this, we call it the hump. And we have our coffee. And people just pass.
And they knew the schedule, you know, it was like clockwork.
You know, and everybody knew each other. So everybody felt safe. But now it's nothing.
My heart and soul is it, you know, so when I come back, you know, I come back in there, and I seen a few people a few times before they start fencing it up, and what they were doing was just standing up, staring at a place where they used to be, and what they was doing at that time. Like some people used to just sit over there, right across the street in the lot, they play horseshoes, they'll play dominoes, they'll be sitting on the second floor, they might just be drinking their beer, whatever they're doing, and they come back and they just stood up and they just looked, as if they was waiting for somebody to come out so they could continue what they used to do, and it just ain't happening. It's just not happening. We've been through some bad hurricanes, but we never had the water damage like it was. And so a lot of people came together. You know how I can't swim. You know how I got out of that? We took some ice boxes out of the apartment and took the doors off. We set some old people inside of the ice box. We had 3 ice boxes. We had 2 old ladies in the first one, 3 little children in the second one, and we hung on the side of the ice box. And we paddled through the water and went over here to I-10 and brought them there. So everybody started working together to try to get people. Once we seen that the water wasn't going to recede, it was going to be like that for a while, and the living condition was going to be unlivable, then we started bringing people to the bridge to make sure that they were safe. And everybody started working together toward that goal. Nothing would give me greater pleasure than to move back here. I want to come right here where I'm from. And there's a lot of people that feel like I feel. So we're gonna tough it out, even though we lost a lot of friends, we know, some good people we lost. Sometimes it hurt me to talk to people because they hurt so bad. You know, as much as I be wanting to hear from them and communicate with them, sometimes I don't like to call them because you know what I mean, I get down after I finish talking to them, you know. So it's kind of hectic, man. It's real hectic. Just making the best of it, bro, day by day. That's how I'm living, day by day. If they tear it down, if they tear it completely down and come up with modern houses that look much better than that, it still won't be the same. It just won't be the same. I'm convinced of that. That's why nobody wanted to see it get, you know, torn down.
Closing the project make our crime go down and our city feel great. Because we worry about statistics, not worry about lives, not worry about souls. The project is another name for the word reservation. That land that the Indians was promised with reservation, they found ways to take it away from them. That's the same thing they're doing with the project. They want the land. They found another way to take it away from you. Mark my word, and I don't think I'll bite my tongue if I say this. They're gonna have a mass movement in this city. A mass movement in the city. People are just gonna say enough is enough. We're moving back home, and let the city deal with us. Get ready to hear about that. I came to St. John as an invitation to speak at the church, but I got a divine revelation that I couldn't refuse. I saw the need for help. I saw the decay in the church. I saw the downfall. And I went back to the big old beautiful church I was in, and I kept saying, how can I enjoy myself here knowing what the people are hurting? Here come the divine revelation. You saw where I want you, that's where I want you to be. And I battled from 1976 to 1986 before I came back. One thing here at St. John, we strive. We don't rest on our morals, but we alert the community and we empower them.
We are built on love. I'm Deborah Davenport, and I have been serving as a consultant and grant writer for the social ministry of the church. Our foundation is never built on being above anyone or looking down on anyone, however way you want to put it. It's always to be there for the people.
If mothers were selling their daughters for crack, we didn't just go in there and started condemning the mothers. We started giving them outlet. When people were getting thrown out of houses because of AIDS, we didn't just fuss with the people. We started showing them outlet. And AIDS was so rampant out there that we used to run into 5 positive a month.
We went in the trenches. We went in the crack houses, in the alleys where they were dealing drugs and doing drugs, passing out condoms, passing out educational material.
I got tired of burying people who had AIDS. I got tired of burying people who had syphilis. I got tired of burying people who I could have done something to prevent this disease and not doing nothing.
Our places, all of them, are safe havens for teenagers, for adults, for anybody.
Our buildings we're using as shelters to get people back in. We're not a quitter. That's why Katrina don't mean nothing to us. Jesus told his disciples, don't rejoice because the demons are subject unto you, but rejoice that your name is written. And it said, be over all the power of the enemy. And then at the bottom of the scripture it said that nothing by no means should hurt you. That's what power he give us, to know that everything is all right. That's what he's trying to tell us. And the power I have is the power to let the enemy know he won't see me sweat. I'm not even worried about no disease, because since Katrina came in here, we don't take medicine. I don't take medicine. We don't even worry about pain or misery, and we still been going every day. Life has been going on. Sure, we lost some people, but we still have people holding on and knowing that the day will come that we're going to have everything back to normal. I know there will be days that the levee will break up again, but I'm going to still be here. All right.
I'm just a fence man. That's all we doing is putting the fence up. That's what we out here for. They fence them all. They fencing them all for a reason. I don't know. They probably redo them again. We were just trying to help the people out, but that's why they ain't gonna steal nothing. That's the main thing, but I think nobody putting the fence up, but they ain't gonna steal. Because a lot of people still got a lot of stuff in there. That's me, bro. I don't know, bro, but that's my feeling. Oh, hey, we're getting ready, bro, to pull that barbed wire.
Well, I guess we better finish unloading and I can go get her, bro.
Think we should start back?
Yeah,
All right.
I believe you're rested long enough.
You know I'm getting to be an old man.
Get to be.
I
He a
ain't
little,
young-
he a
I ain't
little
young
older than
like
you, I,
no more.
he a
Huh?
little older than you, I believe.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We ain't too much different. I'm 58.
Yeah.
That's a lot of difference.
Lot of different.
60.
You look well, man.
That's a lot of difference.
You look well for your age and you're active.
Yeah.
I got to watch you around my woman, bro.
Please.
Say, please. I only like
Watch me, bro.
watch her. Don't watch me.
You see, I don't care where you are. It's nothing like right here. I mean, even in the condition it's in right now, right here. It may sound funny, you know, with all we going through and one thing and another, but I'd still rather be right here. You know, I'm not a drinker no more. I just enjoyed around the people, dealing with the peoples, and seeing peoples enjoy themselves. Then you have to try to keep it under control and all this and one thing and another. So it's the fun of being into it. And one while I looked like I was gonna die into it, and sometime I don't know. I may have to walk away from it any day. I don't know. It's just one of those things. But I know one thing: it's a constant fight. It's a fight that you don't win. So on the end, you're gonna die. You still fight. I open this place back up over here. I don't know what's gonna be. I can go in there after all of this year here I'm doing, trying to get it back open. I can go in there and open it up. Try to run a decent place. And I gotta have a killing in there at the same night or the next night or something. Then it's gonna be labeled as a place of death or something, you know. But all these years, I haven't had to call the police. Over 30 years, I haven't had to call the police over 10 times since I was in business. So, but my bad luck made me go open it up. Boom, boom, boom. Bad reputation then. You'll be around here next few weeks. I should be open in the next few weeks. And I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll let you come in and take your camera and take the picture of how the people's carrying themselves. And I hope it don't be one of them times, like I said, it get out of hand. But so far, I haven't had to get out of hand. But you never know. You're dealing with the public. You don't never know. Then you right now during this crisis right now, you don't know how people's mind traveling. Yeah.
That's his brother.
Come on up. These are students. They are trying to get some documents for their school about New Orleans, how people living, or what kind of conditions, or how we going through this. And it's not, really, it's just something we just going through. We just running our way through. We don't know what we really.
We're just going through hell.
No, I don't like to talk about it. But
They bring sorrow to you.
yeah, but 'cause you see, by me sitting here, I mean, I couldn't just walk up and get over and leave them one thing or another. But at the same time, you know, it takes you back.
Yes,
You don't need to go back.
you need to go forward.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Exactly.
Is she coming up today?
I gotta go get her.
When they get back, I goes out the picture. I don't mix too much. Then he opened the door. No.
So it's a bar, it was stayed packed with people every night. You know? It's just a nice bar, that's all. That's why we're going back. You couldn't hardly walk in there on Friday nights. Had so many people. Everybody having a good time.
I'm working on the house at 26 or 3622 to get ready to rebuild it. I've already gone through and done pricing. Told the pastor what it's going to cost him to rebuild this. I haven't done any commercial work. I'm not here for that. I'm here to help the people in New Orleans get their houses cleaned out and get ready to rebuild. I started roofing when I was 17 years old in Atlanta, Georgia. Worked construction off and on most of my adult life, exclusively for the last 9 years. That's all I've done. There are people who would say that I'm an expert in demolition and reconstruction. Mold is a very dangerous thing to have in your house. What it does is it grows in moisture, and when it's sitting dormant on the walls like it is now, it's not hurting anything. But any dust particles or shaking up of that and getting those spores loose from the wall gets in the air, gets in your lungs. Well, your lungs and the inside of your mouth are moist. That's where mold grows. That gets in your lungs, and that can really play havoc with your respiratory system. That is a strong building. None of these buildings suffered any damage, not one. Look at all the houses that fell down, that lost all their supports. That building, every one of these buildings, took everything that the water had to give it. Actually, the people on the second and third floors, that was probably the safest place to be during this entire hurricane, you know. And they made them go out to bridges and everything. Hell, I would have stayed right in here. And I guarantee you, I'm gonna be here this summer. Hurricane hits here and that happens again. One of these buildings is going to be housing me. That's exactly where I'm going to, and I ain't coming out until it's gone by. Last story I heard is that they're going to redo these over the next year or so, and maybe start letting some of the people come back. The other stories are that they're going to tear them all down. So I don't know. I don't know if they're just trying to appease people to get them to simmer down a little bit, or if they're actually, it's hard to tell with this city. Time will tell.
This is known as the Desire Project. This is the Desire Project. They shut it down just to keep the commercial business running in the area. And when they shut it down, they promised the people adequate homes. And you can see the adequate homes. What they put up for houses, a dog wouldn't live in there. A dog wouldn't live in there. This is Homemade Joan. This is Homemade Joan. The cheapest of labor they did to this place right here. You can't build straw houses in New Orleans, knowing that we have hurricane season every year. Winds coming will demolish this. This right here, this was supporting your house. See, now they put the plywood here when it's supposed to be here from the beginning. Come on, that's foolish how they rip us off. And this is what they're trying to do with all the projects. They're trying to tear the projects down and build these houses in place of the projects. And Katrina came and showed them that it don't work like that. It don't work like that. So all this open area also reflects the Sapinard project, because the Sapinard project was a lot bigger than this project. A lot bigger. Move out the bricks and come live here. No way possible you could do that. No way possible you could do that. Nothing is done. Nothing is done. Nothing is done. They're not working on housing because they figure we could be happier in trailers. But look at the trailers. Look at the trailers. So there's another hurricane season come up and the trailers get all blown away. Then where we go from there? Somebody came out the attic over there. You can see where they came out the attic on the top. See that hole in it? And you see where they came out of the roof right on this one.
Back, he survived the storm.
This a project.
The man knew the child of the king.
Yeah. And they had a hurricane. Tell them where they ran.
Project.
To the project.
To the project.
To the project. When the hurricane
survival.
For survival.
They know the project hold up.
And now
they talking about tearing it down.
And they're gonna do like they did Desire. You see how they did Desire?
Oh yeah, I know what they're doing all of it.
You see how Desire making it?
You know, I raised up in the project all my life. You go around my house right now, you see trash that's piled up on the street. They came, picked up something, they left the rest. You know, for what? I don't know. Somebody picking up some at a time. But you go on Canal Boulevard, it's clean as a pin.
All right.
Go on Canal Boulevard right now. Leave and go on Canal Boulevard. They don't have no trash. You'll never think a storm was over.
Tell everybody hello for me, man. We got church every Sunday.
Where?
At St. John.
You do?
Yeah, every Sunday, man.
Because we were looking for somewhere to go.
Yeah,
We've been going to St. Mark.
Oh, hello. We're not broke yet. Just a moment. I'm sorry. What happened to my phone? 20 words? How long would you give candidates? 5 words? Or less?
Carlos Hornbrook. I'm running for city council at large. I'm a stockbroker in real life, but one thing that I know by being a stockbroker and I played sports in college is that you need a great foundation to succeed.
When I am the mayor, we will have a tax-free city funded by bonds guaranteed by the federal government. It is not pie in the sky. I'm not drinking any kind of Kool-Aid. We will have businesses pouring into this town, and you will be able to keep the money you earn to invest in your own businesses and your own homes so that you can make a future for yourself so that it all doesn't go back to the federal government. Thank you very much.
Sure. I had students from New York came and got in the house out. The trash is still in front of my door.
I mean, I don't understand what the problem is, why they can't get it right, but they can't get it right.
If
The city doesn't get it right, FEMA doesn't get it right.
Is it 24,
I'm
19,
not part of it. You pay these guys, this is part of the government.
Who is it?
These people, not me.
I want my traffic.
Thank you. We're almost done.
I'm Reverend Marshall Trudeau. I'm running for City Council District B. My primary purpose for running is to be sure that we get an independent planning process in the city of New Orleans. Hold your land. Do not sell. We get the politics out of the planning process, we'll get rid of 90% of the corruption in New Orleans. Vote for me, Marshall Trudeau, City Council District B.
And I agree with Marshall.
They from the project. They probably been standing there for a while. We just never did see them. Just today we happened to see them. St. Bernard too, 1031. The people that was in the project, we brought them over here on the side to one of the churches. They're gonna house them for a while.
Well, situation has it now, we have 2 residents from out the St. Bernard Housing Development that we happen to come up on them living in their quarters. And the next step I would have had to take if they wouldn't leave, we would have to call NOPD out for them. So now that, we have them at the church, we'll keep an eye on them, a daily watch on them.
Right? Now I'm telling you, I don't want y'all to run. I want them to stay here. So
That's what
don't
I'm
get
trying to get her to
worried.
feel.
You're going to either stay as long as you want now. When they find out I was sleeping on the couch, you see
But I am a Louisiana, New Orleans evacuee too. I was here for Katrina, but the Lord has blessed me to overcome and get through the struggle, and still, going through a lot of things, but day by day I'm making it. The projects is really, it's a multiple housing dwelling, but the project is really all what people making. I have no regrets about my living in the housing development because at the time it was a safe place for us to live. It was a place that kept us housed when we didn't have to live on the street. I don't knock the projects because I'm from them. At first, coming through it's a kind of eerie feeling because of the darkness. I've been through this project when people lived in it, hanging on the corners, block parties, everything like this. Even though there was a lot, may have been a lot of crime here, but like they say, there's no place like home. That's true. To say that we was displaced and we were sent to Texas, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, some in California. Right now, Louisiana people are in 8 different states. And everybody wants to return home. The fence and the barbed wire, it helps us in a sense of patrolling because now we know that it's secure, but it makes it look like a prison now. We have a lot of houses around the area, trailers and everything, but those people there from this community, and some of them want the people in the project to move back, some don't.
ain't my fault. Put up there from the step, y'all. Clear here. Ain't nothing to it. Where we doing?
We're in demolition and remodeling.
That's right.
We do
straighten
both.
it up. Hey, give me a sledgehammer, I'll tear them all down. Give him a hammer, he'll build them up.
Exactly.
I'm Mike, it's Bob.
Read my shirt.
Yeah, it is. Hey, we ain't hiding it.
I didn't buy this at a yard sale. It's a sad situation.
It is sad, it's sad.
It hurts my heart. These people are hurting, man. I never seen so many damn wrecks in my, it's like a war zone. I think they need to destroy a bunch of stuff that they're trying to rebuild.
Yeah,
they wasting
I
their
might
money.
just need to level a bunch of houses.
We went and looked at the house, and this guy wants to rebuild his house. He's pissing in the wind.
That's right. He really is.
He needs to take his beating and get some money and leave.
That's right.
This is a disaster.
It is. It's sad.
It's sad. It is. Y'all mind if I eat the rest of my Christmas?
Early nephew. Say nephew, let me tell you
I grew up in the St. Bernard Project and stuff, but I'm from the Lower Ninewall. The St. Bernard Project, that was like, at the time before the storm came, they had a lot of killing because the people of the city of New Orleans, they like kind of knock one project down and move other people in our projects, and then when they start killing and murdering people, you know what I'm saying? But that's everywhere you go, you know what I'm saying? It's a shame, but I advise us, for us to stay out of trouble, we just play our music and just live and pray every day. We've been playing music since high school, like marching band and stuff. We didn't thought Katrina was gonna come, but I guess everybody was taking things for granted, and it just came and knocked our house loose, you know what I'm saying? But like people say, people like, we feel sorry for that, but don't feel sorry for it. Just be happy that we lived and survived, you know what I'm saying? And by us playing our music and stuff, when you play music, it's second line music and jazz music, it makes the city just come back alive. New Orleans is inside your heart, you know what I'm saying? But if you live down here for many years, yeah, it's here, sir. I tell you no lie, it's here, right here.
Whenever everyone turns their back, they tend to want to go back to their home in the project. The mother is very elderly. She's not physically well. We know that the pastor is willing to help them because they made the statement that, oh, we don't want to wear out our welcome. But pastor let them know that is God's church. So in God's house, you don't wear out your welcome. God is long-suffering.
Oh, my brother Eddie, I saw him yesterday, down on the work with. He's a good brother, he's my elderly brother. He's the older brother. What the name of that storm? That storm's supposed to be, Storm Katrina, right? All right. We was in a little rowboat. We went up on the interstate. And later on that night, about 9:30, 10 o'clock, they made us stay. It took us about 2 days to come from out of there. We left on a bus. It's quiet. We yell the calls, and you can see them too get off of the interstate. It's a little quiet spot.
I just learned that New Orleans was a lake. Why would you pump water out of a lake, put levers around it, and build houses inside of it? In a fish pool. And they got water all around it. Why would you do that? The storm was a hell of a thing though. You know, we got people all over the world right now, you know. So, but I think they're coming back. Cause they're from New Orleans, so they still got that New Orleans spirit that want them back. You know what I mean? I guess they're not coming back right now because they, like I said, they never been nowhere. They're enjoying themselves right now. But that's gonna wear out. You know what I mean? Some people never left. I guess I never left. I was gone from, as soon as they say y'all can come back, I was, you know, come back. Yeah.
But you can't beat the food shit here in New Orleans.
Right. I went to Atlanta, food tasted like water.
I'm telling you, it's worse than water.
I was in the hotel, and I went to Walmart and I bought me some shrimps. And I brought me some shrimps in the hotel. I was trying to feel like home. When I was younger, I was always happy when hurricane season come around. You get out of school, you leave for a couple of days, come back, everything is okay. Not no more. They used to throw hurricane parties. Everybody go to one person's house, where they, like most people went to the project, That's why when we came back, they had all those cars, because everybody, they thought the project was durable for I guess it was for the winds and stuff. Look at the building, it's empty. You couldn't get them people to leave unless something like this would happen. You could set the whole project on fire and the people probably still would sit across the street watch it burn before they leave and come back after it's finished burning. But you know what I mean? If y'all was here right after the storm, I'm talking about a ghost town. They had a light way down about 5 blocks down. And it was so dark around here, it almost lit up all this, you know what I mean? And the moon, it was like the country, the moon lit up all this. How y'all doing? I'm all right. That's Blaine, he owned the,
You used to own the body shop?
Yeah, he used to own the body shop right here.
Hey, can I get on record? Can I get on record?
Yeah.
Problem is now, but you see what I'm saying? Now they talking about charging people for staying in trailers. And even today, as we speak, Condoleezza Rice going on Capitol Hill asking for $2 billion to send to Iraq. You know what I'm saying? Something's wrong. Something's wrong around here. You know what I'm saying? We don't. Red Cross done ripped us off. Everybody ripped. It's like they done turned their back on us. You see what I'm saying? And then we funding this war. Everybody getting killed. We giving them money plus lives and everything like that. But you can't get a dollar. You know what I'm saying? That's wrong. But I know what they figured. Louisiana is corrupt. I mean, the political system and everything is screwed. You know what I'm saying? What? Hey, hook us up. I mean, you and I bet you get that $2 billion to go to Iraq. $2 billion. I ain't say million, I ain't say 100,000, 2 billion. But we've been devastated. I mean, you walk around the city and see everything like that. It's like we've been hit by a mini nuclear bomb or something like that. But you think we can get anything? They're still finding bodies and everything. FEMA done pulled out, everybody done pulled out. They're still finding bodies and shit around here. Yeah, I did 6 years in the military. You know what I'm saying? But damn, I'd rather be over there right now. And we can't even get a quarterback here. I'm just so frustrated. I mean, man, what think we gonna send? What they say, about 600 billion have been spent in Iraq alone already. But then I asked for a couple of $100, and that's my money. I pay taxes. And no civil war has been started. We're making improvements and everything. I mean, it's turning around. I mean, the insurgents are in their last throes, and them motherfuckers, smoking motherfuckers, roadside bomb blowing, and then you gotta send these crazy motherfuckers home. I can't even go to the VA to get an aspirin right now because they flooded. You know what I'm saying? Man, George Bush, boy, you done started something. It's fucked up. Hey, just thank you for letting me vent, man. I mean, it's just. Thank y'all for letting me say my piece, man.
Yep. I used to breed fish and sell them to the pet shops. And I was kind of really at my peak right before the storm, and I was really doing good, just starting to make money because I had a lot of money into it. I had over 3,000 or 4,000 gallons of water. I don't have a gallon back there now. This is something, you know. I had fish over here, I had fish by my mama's house. And then it was so bad when I came back. The fish that was living, I really couldn't do nothing for them. I just watched them die, you know? And all of it's gone now. This is my little laboratory. My wife used to call it the dungeon. Like I said, I had a lot of time into it, you know. And the storm come one day and took it all away from me, you know. It's a hell of a thing, boy. You know, this can happen. Anything, you know, can happen. You know what I mean? A storm, can't get rid of us. You know what I mean? So, like I said, everything happened for a reason. My wife is due on Monday, April 3rd. That's one of the spirits that keep me up, is that she's due, and I have a little one coming, baby boy. I just bought him a football today. I told her, I ain't telling her yet though, but I got him a fish tank too. I can't wait to hold him, really. Put him on my chest, hear his heartbeat, let him hear my heartbeat, you know? I guess I'm bringing a child into a world like this, but I don't have no choice, you know? But I'm strong, she's strong. Mostly, everybody that's here now, we all strong. This is 4 days into life for them. When they first start out, it's just a ball. And they all be in a little ball about this big. 8 months without me going dig in there and feed them. Man, that's just my prize right here. This fish, somebody came over here one time and offered me $1,500 for him. And I told him to get out. Literally, I said, get out, right now. This is the blue devil. This is a rare fish. It's almost extinct. You can't even order it online. It's called a macrocanth. I don't even think they got a photo of them. That's how rare it is. It's almost extinct. This is a house, Jags Berry. I bred more fish in this thing than anything else in my aquarium. My grandfather gave it to me when I was 6 or 7 years old. And what she'll do is she'll come and lay the eggs all on top of here. And after he fertilized them and they hatch, she'll put them in here and protect them from all the other fish. And he'll stay on the outside and don't let nothing come around it. So I guess I had more success with this in the community tank. I think I miss my fish more than you can miss anything. I used to be down here for hours after a 6 or 7 hour day of work. After 8 hours a day of work, I used to come down here 6 or 7 hours. And I have heaters in all those tanks. So just imagine in the summertime in New Orleans, I'm down there, I'm sweating. But that's what I used to do. Feel like old times, man, looking at my fish, man. I really miss that, you know. That's why I'm back. You know, what's in store for the future? What are we gonna do? Are we just gonna run? Or are we gonna try to build a leverage better? You know, can we build a leverage better? You know what I mean? Can you spend billions and billions of dollars on something that can't be stopped? All you can do is have faith, I guess. And that's one thing I have, faith. And my wife always tell me, how you know something gonna go like this? And I say, I don't know. It got to go that way. It got to go that way. Because if it don't go that way, it's gonna go the other way, and I don't want it to go that way. That's life, you know.
I'm 58 years old. I was born September the 4th, 1947. Started building housing projects for the poor. And we moved from 2828 Willow Street to 4024 Hamburg, right across the drive from 1526 where I'm at now. I continued on into the house up until Hurricane Katrina came. It had a lot of strong force winds, no lightning, no thunder, no rain. Debris was blowing, lights went out, sun came up, then the water began to come in. But we didn't have no means of evacuating. No, I was at 1526 Center, and I had to go up to the second floor, you know, to avoid the flood waters. And on the third day, the helicopter started rescuing people outside the project that had to bust holes in their roofs to get out. That's when the boat rescue began. There was a neighborhood rescue, boat rescue. When we began the rescue on the third day, then outside help came. And then when the mayor said everybody can come back but the lower ninth ward, I came back. Trashed out my house and sprayed it, only to find out that you wasn't allowed in it. Okay? Then I had to get my little brother home. Then I came back again to work in the gut out, you know, and take part in the recovery. Then that's when Pastor Bruce Davenport offered me a place to live here. And I've been here going on 3 weeks. I've been here going on 3 weeks. My future plans is now. I'm living in my future plans. Everybody can't go forward. Everybody can't go forward. I've helped a great deal of people to become and do great things in life. But I couldn't do it because somebody had to stay back. And that's what I did. I had to see them to school. I had to cross them across the street. I had to watch over them. They needed a guardian. I have enough understanding, and still do, that I can learn anything that anybody else can learn and probably be the best of it. But I was from a large family, a very large family. I always did talk about God. I was known for trying to motivate God and to remind those that was more or less caught up in a social and a vice type of life. This church, before my teens, is where the Sunday school was at, down in the bottom, where my cot is. My childhood was beautiful. It was our family tradition that we took our bath, we got our ice cream, mother took us in the room, and we had to repeat the Our Father prayer after her. This was the beginning of my religious training. I started reading the Bible. It became a habit to read the Bible every night, every morning, and to say my prayers. I became disconnected with the church, but I never stopped studying the Bible. I had an interest in religion. At some point, I became confused with my faith in Christ, and I started visiting the Muslim temple. I started visiting the Hare Krishna, and finally I decided Christ was the faith for me. Is it possible for a woman to have a baby without having sex? And then from my faith, I had some personal experiences, knowing that it was nothing but a miraculous thing that did it. And from then on, I was very sure that there's a God up above. And I'm not saying that to say that I'm holy and I'm all righteous and I'm all true. But deep down in my person, there's a God, and it's going to be Christ for me until the end. I respect all religion because there's nothing but one God but different administration. You see? We're only going to know this here in the end. And nobody knows when the end is. Katrina has affected my faith in my government, but not in God. Katrina helped me to get closer to God, and God gave me strength to come back to normalcy, because in the beginning all I did was cry, and I was hurt. Because after Katrina, a lot of my loved ones and friends, they died, and they took sick. And I had to pray, and it brought me closer. No, Katrina haven't affected my faith at all. Nothing shall affect my faith in Christ, because I know, I repeat, I know there's a God. And without him, we can do nothing. We can do a lot of great things in the secular world, but when it comes down to life and health and being at peace, we can't buy that. And this is what Christ in God gives me. That's why I'm here at the church in a gutted out bottom with very little light and no hot water, because I believe that one day God is going to change this here. He watches over everybody, but everybody don't believe that. I know from the things that happened other places that it could have been greater and it could have been more horrendous. And I know this here. Building walls and building strong levees help the situation. And in God is nothing but a test to see if we are willing to build and if we are willing to go on believing in him. You know and I know that nobody can combat the forces of nature. Nobody, not me and nobody. You can build a levee 50 feet tall When God and the forces of nature have their way, when he get into his strong, we have to back up. And all we can do is holler, Lord have mercy upon my soul. And there ain't no sense of running away from New Orleans, because just like the hurricane hit here, you have other disasters that hit other places. We lost a couple of thousand, but there are those that lost tens of thousands, 150,000. The earthquakes, thousands, hundreds of thousands died. The tsunami, thousands died. The mudslides in California, the tornadoes, the floodwaters. There's nowhere that you can hide from the face of God, because his heavens stretches from one end to the other. That's Psalms 19. Nobody can hide from God, not you, me, or nobody. Now I believe this here. And it may come again, and it may be more water, but I believe that God is going to take care of me again, like he did it before. Good evening, lady. At least you can say good evening coming in here and just looking in my ugly face.
I didn't want to mess up the interview.
Baby, be natural. The interview is natural. This is not like
CNN?
No. This is not closed capture where everybody is closed out.
Well, you program.
I mean, I think it might be more beautiful if your face would be added in the news along with mine. Because I feel secure with security. You got the gun, baby?
Yeah, I got my gun.
Keep the gun.
I need my gun.
Don't live by it, but keep that gun.
Okay, I will.
All right. Hey man, the moon gone over the house. These clouds going to southwest Texas right now. These clouds right here. You can see that. The southwest Texas is over that way. Old things have passed away and all things are new. I have a new life too. We don't dwell necessarily in buildings made with hands. The Spirit of God dwells in here. Wherever we at, that's where it's at, and that's where I'm going.
My name is M. Indesha Juakali, which is a West African name, which means to set in motion the scorching sun, which means primarily that we bring a lot of heat upon our enemies. And right now, our enemy is anybody that tried to destroy my community. I've been in this neighborhood here since I was 7 years old. I moved out after staying here 8 years, but after that I ran the community center, OEO program, worked my way through college working in the neighborhood at the community center, worked my way through law school at Tulane by working in the neighborhood. As Frederick Douglass said, power concedes nothing without a demand. We had a congressman named Richard Baker in Baton Rouge made a statement to a New York Times reporter that he couldn't do nothing about New Orleans public housing, but God took care of it for him. So I kind of think they figured that this is a message from God to get rid of all the poor people in New Orleans. But, you know, our message is not without a hell of a fight.
As I close, I'm going to show you how to build a house. Somebody can say amen to that. Because I got advice from a carpenter. I was at a witness. You build your house not on sand. Because when you build your house on sand, or when Hurricane Bessie come around, I was at a witness. With 150 miles an hour wind, it's gonna blow against that foundation. Well, if I want to get my house look at me. He's all right.